Have you ever had someone throw hurtful words at you out of nowhere? Maybe a coworker snaps with a snide remark, or a friend says something downright mean. Your heart starts pounding and every instinct screams at you to fire back or defend yourself. But today, I want to share a little secret. When someone says something disrespectful or cruel, the most powerful thing you can do is nothing, at least for a few seconds. Instead of reacting right away, just pause. 5 seconds, maybe 8 seconds. Say nothing and maintain calm eye contact or a neutral look, and let that silence hang in the air. It might feel awkward at first, but trust me, that pause is powerful. That brief silence you give, those few seconds of nothing, can speak volumes. In that silence, the other person's words are left alone, echoing in the space between you. It's as if you've held an emotional mirror to them. They suddenly get a chance to hear their own comment without your interruption or your retaliation. And here's the magic. Awkward silence is so stressful for people that they'll say almost anything to escape it. By remaining quiet, you're letting their words sink in on them. Often, the person will start feeling uncomfortable with what they just said. They might realize, wow, that came out harsh, because now they're hearing it too. So don't be surprised if they fidget, stumble, or even apologize when faced with nothing but silence in return. Many times, someone who blurts out something mean will follow up with, I didn't really mean it like that. Or, I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. Once they feel the weight of their words in the quiet, your silence has effectively turned the spotlight from you back onto them, making them accountable for what they just said. It's a moment for them to confront their own cruelty without you saying a thing. Now you might be thinking, only a few seconds of silence. Can that really make such a difference? Absolutely. Communication experts actually recommend this technique. No matter what a toxic person says or does, making it a habit to wait a few seconds before you reply keeps you in control. That pause prevents you from reacting emotionally and instead lets you respond thoughtfully. It also sends a quiet message that you are not going to be baited into an emotional reaction. By using silence as a tool for disarming negativity and holding up an emotional mirror, you can navigate conflict with dignity and peace. In those few seconds of calm, you're showing that you won't be dragged into the mud with them. You're staying on higher ground. Think of it this way. Instead of immediately defending yourself or snapping back, you're holding your peace. Your silence forces the other person to hear their own insult loudly in their own head. It's like you've pointed a mirror at their behavior. Instead of a spotlight on you, the silence turns a spotlight onto them. They are left to look at themselves for a moment. This often creates a powerful moment of self-reflection, or at least awkwardness on their part. You haven't insulted them. You haven't yelled. You've just not taken the bait. And in doing so, you're saying, I'm not dignifying that comment with a knee-jerk reaction. You're giving their words right back to them. Many people, when faced with that mirror, start to realize their mistake. They might feel the need to fill that silence by softening what they've just said, or even apologizing. It's amazing how a nasty comment will be followed by backpedaling like, I didn't mean it that way, I'm just stressed, once they've had a few seconds to hear the echo of what they just said. Now, it's true that not everyone will immediately or at all apologize in that silence. Some particularly toxic individuals might double down or continue to rant to fill the quiet. And that's okay. You're still in control of your response. The beauty of the pause is that it also gives you time to steady your breathing, keep your face composed, and gather your thoughts. You're not just making them uncomfortable, you're also giving yourself a moment to stay calm. This way, when you choose to respond, you're doing it from a place of composure, not anger, not hurt. And remember the old saying, respond, don't react. By pausing, you're responding with intentional calm rather than reacting out of upset. In the world of emotional intelligence, taking that brief pause is considered a hallmark of maturity. It shows that you choose your next move, not the other person's insult. So, what do you do after 5 to 8 seconds of silence, especially if the other person hasn't yet realized their mistake or offered an apology? You continue to hold your ground calmly. After letting their remark hang in the air, you can follow up with a calm, curious question. Think of it as step 2 of this strategy. Your tone remains steady and sincere, not sarcastic or angry. For example, you might tilt your head slightly, just slightly, look them in the eye and ask one of the following questions in a gentle voice, not a passive-aggressive voice. Did you mean for that to hurt me? Or what did you mean by that? These simple questions are incredibly disarming. They're not retaliatory, you're not yelling back, how dare you, or launching into an attack on them. Instead, you're calmly asking them to explain their comment. It's like you're saying, I'm giving you a chance to clarify or reconsider what you just said. This puts the ball right back in their court, but on your terms. Suddenly, they have to think about their words and their intent. It forces them to reflect on their behavior, almost as if they're looking into a mirror you're holding up. As one communication coach explains, asking, "Did you mean for that to hurt me?" is powerful because it shows the insult didn't hit its mark. You're not letting it hurt you. And it makes the person question their own behavior. In most cases, the individual will scramble to explain themselves. No, I didn't mean it that way. Or they might feel embarrassed and realize they owe you an apology. They might even apologize outright when confronted calmly, because now they feel put on the spot for saying something unkind. If the person doubles down with more rudeness, even after you ask a sincere question, you still remain calm. You could respond with a polite, "Okay, I just wanted to understand," and then disengage from the conversation, if possible. The key is you haven't lost your cool. You've demonstrated that you are not going to sink to their level. Often, by not giving them the angry reaction, they'll run out of steam. It's hard to keep attacking someone who isn't playing along in the fight. Your calmness itself becomes a shield that their negativity can't easily penetrate. And it's important to emphasize that this approach is not about being passive or letting them win. It's actually about you winning the inner battle, the battle to control your own emotions and reactions. Anyone can shout back or throw insults. That's easy, that's impulsive, but it takes real strength to master the art of the pause. Silence is not weakness. In fact, silence is harnessing your calm in a heated moment. It's a moment of zen where you refuse to be dragged into chaos. So by staying quiet, you are showing that their words, however toxic, do not control you. You remain the author of your own reactions. And this level of self-control is a form of power that many people don't expect. Bullies and toxic individuals, they thrive on getting a rise out of others. They feed on the chaos and drama. When you do not give it to them, when you remain steady, it throws them off balance. They realize their usual tactics aren't working on you. There's a saying, never wrestle with a pig. You both get dirty and the pig likes it. In this scenario, responding with silence and calm questions keeps you out of the mud. You're not stooping to insults or yelling. You're holding your head high. It's a display of dignity. You're effectively saying, I respect myself enough not to engage in petty back and forth. This kind of composure often commands respect from others. At the very least, it keeps your integrity intact. Staying calm and pausing instead of exploding means you'll have no regrets later about saying, doing something that you didn't mean. You choose the path of restraint. That is emotional maturity and strength. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone remain super calm in a situation where most people would yell? It's memorable, isn't it? They come across as strong, grounded, and confident. You can be that person. By taking that pause, you demonstrate that you won't be manipulated into anger. You're showing that external factors like someone's rude opinions cannot shake your self-worth. Their insult does not define you, and you prove it by not giving it power. This is true power, the power over yourself. It often silently forces the other person to reckon with the fact that the tactic failed. Importantly, none of this is about escalating the conflict or winning by one-upping the insult. You're not being mean back. You're responding with mindfulness. It's a form of de-escalation. You diffuse the situation by not adding fuel. And in many cases, your calm attitude will cause the tension to fizzle out because conflict usually needs two participants. By not reacting wildly, you remove yourself as the second participant in the fight. The toxic person is left standing there alone with their negativity, which often isn't very fun for them. They may even feel a bit foolish for lashing out when you didn't take the bait. And every time you practice this pause, you're building your own confidence. The first time, you might be shaking on the inside. It is hard, counting those 5 seconds and wondering if you're doing it right. But each time you successfully stay calm under fire, you'll feel proud and in control. You'll start to notice that the things which used to immediately upset you now roll off more easily. Because true maturity comes from letting hurtful words roll off your back without feeling the need to defend yourself, knowing that they are not a reflection of you. You'll realize at a deep level that someone else's harsh words are often a reflection of their issues, not yours. Perhaps that person is having a bad day, or they have insecurities that make them lash out. That doesn't excuse their behavior, of course not. But you are choosing not to let their internal struggles become your problem. You remain grounded in your own worth. Over time, this pause and calm response technique will make you feel emotionally bulletproof. It's like you've developed a shield, and insults, mean words will come, and they just bounce off. In fact, one conflict expert described it like this. When you calmly ask, "Did you mean to say that to hurt me?" It's like someone shot at you and the bullet just bounced off. You're signaling that their shot didn't land. Can you imagine how empowering that feels? You're standing there, not as a victim, but as someone who is strong enough to handle a few harsh words without crumbling. You'll carry yourself with more confidence, knowing that no one can easily rob you of your peace. It's a form of quiet confidence that speaks louder than any angry comeback ever could. And guess what? People will notice. The toxic person will definitely notice that they can't control you with their words. Bystanders, if any, will notice your poise and self-control. But most importantly, you will notice. You'll end up respecting yourself more. Instead of replaying the incident later and groaning, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that awful thing back to them," you might think. And instead, you can look back at the moment and say, "Wow, I handled that so well. I kept my cool." And that positive reinforcement in your own mind will boost your self-esteem and encourage you to keep choosing calm responses. So the next time someone aims a toxic comment at you, remember, your silence and your calmness are tools at your disposal. You have the power to choose a pause over an outburst. You have the power to ask a simple, strong question instead of delivering a snappy, insult. In doing so, you are choosing calm over chaos every single time. So stay confident, stay grounded, use this 5-second silence pause, and please subscribe for more insights on psychology, first impressions, and how to develop healthier relationships. Thank you for watching and all the best.